Good morning, folks. I know it's been a very long time since I have made a video, and that's for a number of reasons. I actually have moved to New Mexico for graduate school. Haven't made a video because, getting settled in and all that kind of stuff. The other reason is that I like to have these videos be kind of goal-oriented, training for a certain race. And with COVID, it's just been such a challenge to make that happen. The good news is I am half vaccinated and on the way to full vaccinated next week. Things are looking quite good. I think races in the summertime are probably going to happen, with the exception of the one race I did have on the calendar, which was Angeles Crest 100. That was just canceled. I had that planned for August 7th. It was canceled. Actually had nothing to do with COVID. It was related to permitting because of a wildfire that happened last year or something. If you run a race in Southern California, it's like 60-40 that it's gonna happen. Maybe not even that, I don't know. Both because of the prevalence of wildfires down there, everywhere, but also just because the local governments in Southern California don't want anyone to have any fun. That's just the way it is. But I am shifting gears. I'm training right now. I'm going to sign up for a race that's near my hometown in 8 weeks. Either a 100K or a 100 miler. Have not decided which one yet. Feel free to heckle me in the comments about how, send it, do the 100 miler, or 100 miler would be irresponsible. I don't know. Anyway, that's my check-in. I am going to eat some breakfast. It's about 7:27. Eat some breakfast. I have to make a quick stop at Walmart because I don't have any trail food. And then we'll get going. We're headed to the Magdalenas, which is a small mountain range nearby. It goes up to about 10,800 feet. The plan today is to go up the dirt road up to South Baldy at 10,800 feet with a detour on the way up to tag Timber Peak, which is at about 10,500. All in all, should be approximately 20 miles and 4,500 feet of climbing. Might be a little hot, so you're gonna see me suffer today. But regardless of whether or not I'm doing the 100K or the 100 miler, it's time to start putting in some longer runs. All right, made it out here. It's 9:15, 9:20. This run could take about 4 hours, and about to start it. We're gonna go up about 4,000 feet straight up to the top of the mountain with a detour in the middle-ish that might add 500 feet of climbing or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, it's gonna be long and a lot of vert, but this is the kind of stuff I have to do. So let's get going. We're about to arrive at the meaty part of the mountain. Been in the trees so far, but the views are about to get really nice. I've climbed 1,000 feet. I've eaten my first snack of the run, and things are feeling good so far. Climbed about 1,500 so far, and you can see the cutaway of the road. That's about the halfway point, I think. Maybe slightly more. I've done more than half of my climbing so far. In some ways, I feel like this could make a very boring video, me coming up this road, but rest assured, I am taking a little offshoot to Timber Peak, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna find, so I am a little bit anxious about that. The views are quite good though.
I've reached the trail that is supposed to help me add a couple of miles, and I wasn't sure what to expect. Someone on All Trails said it was really nice, but you can never trust those All Trails folks. But so far it actually does look really nice. I think I've traversed the bulk of the trail, now on a very steep and scrambly offshoot to the summit of Timber Peak. The trail has turned into a very loose and perilous boulder field. I think the summit of Timber Peak is only about 15 to 20 vertical feet above, but I'm gonna play it safe. Some purists might not call it a summit, but I'm gonna call it a summit, close enough. And head down, and then I gotta go up South Baldy, which will be easier footing at least, and then start heading down the hill. Just past a fellow human. Kind of can't resist stopping and chatting when you see someone up here because it's so remote. You just never see anybody. But he's doing some hiking up here. I got a little ways to go. Pretty stoked to get to the top of South Baldy and have just a 4,000 foot windy descent to finish off the day. Back on the road. It's a bit windy now. Got about 700 feet left to climb before we begin the big descent. I am 2.5 hours in, about 2:40, and it's turned from running with pockets of power hiking to power hiking with pockets of running. That last climb really took the sting out of my legs, and I'm at 10,500 feet, which is it's enough to cause the legs to burn a little bit. But we're almost there. South Baldy is in sight, so just gotta keep climbing for a little bit. I'm at the top of South Baldy. Thought it was going to be a lot hotter, but I guess at 10,800 feet it's not too bad. I really suffered up that climb. I think the trip over to Timber Peak really kind of took the wind out of my sails, but it was nice to see some folks in that trail. It's a little chilly up here, a little windy. All that's left is an 8.5 mile twisty, turny, quad banging 4,000 foot descent, but I don't feel too bad. Physically I feel fine, just feel kind of exhausted. Achilles is a bit sore, I suppose, so there will have to be a fair amount of foam rolling, I think, when I get home. But things are looking good. Suffer score is pretty high, but that's what you want when you're training for long ultras. So dropped 2,500 feet, and no, 1,500, and I have 2,500 left to go. Trying not to think about all of those switchbacks that go down the mountain. Keep going. I'm at 7,800 feet, and that means 1,000 downhill to go, which seems very manageable. All right, I'm back at the car. I think it was 19.35 miles and 4,400 feet of climbing. Took 4 hours and 10 minutes. That little offshoot that was probably only a mile or 2.5 miles in total really slowed me down, but that's okay. I was kind of expecting that a little bit. Quads felt fine the whole time. Just the heat at the bottom was getting to me, and the altitude at the top for some reason today was just, it took a lot out of me. But it's great to get these runs, time on feet, and now I'm gonna get home. I have a root beer in the fridge at home, and that is gonna taste really good. All in all, a good day.